Hola, hola a todos, bienvenidos a este nuevo gameplay. En el gameplay anterior terminamos la misión contra Alexius y ahora se supone que deberíamos ir a cerrar la grieta con la ayuda de los magos rebeldes que luego de que Alexius fuera vencido formaron una alianza con la Inquisición, en este caso con el enviado a Andraste, que es nuestro mago elfo algo gay ATARII. Nada para nosotros, salimos entonces con una madre Giselle. A ver qué onda.
I understand you were instrumental in garnering the assistance of the rebel mages. It is well done. And I pray this Inquisition fares better than the Chantry in its handling of magic.
Por cierto, para no tener problemas de copyright, por lo menos he tenido que sacar la música del juego. Así que va a quedar efecto de sonido, conversaciones y mi voz. Y voy a evitar cantar como en el último gameplay. No mate la música, así dirían.
We will try.
In some ways, Andraste had the simpler task. Magic should serve man, and not rule over him. That tells us what should be, but it does not tell us how to get there. So many times the methods of men have undone the spirit of their goals. Once you have sealed the breach, we shall see whether this Inquisition is truer to the Chantry, or its own namesake.
Can you tell me how our people are doing?
What would you like to know?
How are the villagers in Haven doing?
You did well to gain the mages to your cause. The people have hope that the breach may be sealed. Some of them are returning to the lives they fled. Others are starting fresh. In either case, they no longer believe the world as they know it is ending.
Do you have information on people elsewhere?
The refugees in the hinterlands are desperate. Without help, starvation or war will claim many lives. Villagers in Crestwood are besieged by their own dead. They have sent word begging for assistance. People are vanishing in the hills of Emprise de Lyon. It may be demons or something worse, but they are terrified. More than that I cannot say. It is a chaotic time for all in Olay and Ferelden.
Farewell.
Make her go with you.
A ver si nos tiene que decir algo Josefina. Veamos.
I'll take my leave.
Oh,
Good
una
day.
nana.
Who was she, Ambassador?
A merchant. I thought we should reach out to the dwarves to secure lyrium for the Inquisition's mages. According to Lady Corbin, it raised the ire of the Chantry.
Oh.
Access to lyrium makes us rather more formidable than I anticipated. We're becoming a challenge. Sadly, the remaining Grand Clerics appear to be consolidating the Chantry's power instead of converting the masses.
Mage circles started falling years ago. The Chantry was troubled even before the Divine's murder.
Yet many people continue to bear it great love. We will not benefit from its decline. Little but the Chantry ties Orlais, Navarra, Ferelden, Antiva, and even Rivain to a common cause.
Has the Chantry truly promoted such peace?
Andrasti's chant is familiar across kingdoms, a source of many shared customs. That is the crucial point. Common ground is the start of all negotiations.
I suppose a shared faith can be useful when talking with strangers.
Precisely. And these similar interests are merely where we begin. We must learn to think beyond our own wants, to secure peace in Thedas.
How did someone so lovely and selfless go into Elysian politics, Lady Montillier?
Well, that is, really, you give me too much credit. While you're here, I do have a question. The remaining Grand Clerics sent a missive inquiring about the events at the Temple of Sacred Ashes. They demand to know whether the Inquisition officially claims that Andraste saved you from
Sí,
the
vamos a
Lynch.
decir que sí.
If it were up to you, how would you reply?
Will my answer change your reply to the Chantry?
If Leliana, Cassandra, Cullen, and I could agree on our official stance, I could answer that. We should decide soon. The revered mothers don't seem to know what to make of it.
I'll tell the Chantry that Andraste herself shielded me from harm.
I'd truly like to hear the debates that would raise in Val Royal. Thank you for your thoughts. A good day to you.
Ah, y iba con una vela también.
More healing drafts for you, revered mother. Thank you. Please tell me if you find something.
Ya, vamos a salvar.
What may I do for you?
What do the people make of us?
We've gathered many favors among the nobility. They will be gently reminded of this.
Any visiting dignitaries I should watch out for?
Lady Drummond promised a visit. She has useful resources if we can get her to set aside her games.
What are her politics?
Oh, no, I meant actual games. Chess, cards, dice, little boards with carved idols from the winter. She made me play that with her for 8 hours once. Steer her towards cards if she insists on a match.
Greetings, Herald of Andraste.
Ah, no, pues sí, hablé con ella.
Farewell.
Make her go with you.
Make her, though the darkness comes upon me, I shall embrace the light. I shall manifest.
A ver si podemos mejorar las pociones. No, logré el profeta. Poco, poción de vida. Tampoco. Ah, es como un veneno. poco. Este sí podría. Uy, si miré el cuerno de dragón. No, mejor no. A ver si conversamos con Solas. Salvar de nuevo.
So we have gained the mages. Excellent. They should be able to seal the breach. You are certain you experienced time travel? Could it have been an illusion? A trick of the Fade?
I've been to the Fade before. I'd know it.
Point taken. What an amazing gift. It is vital the Inquisition succeed to avoid the future you witness.
I'm surprised you're not more interested in your own future.
I know enough. If that future happened, then I, and Cassandra, Cullen and the rest, failed to stop this Elder One. Speaking of which, you should ready yourself.
For?
This Elder One. You have now interfered with his plans twice. Once at the Temple of Sacred
Claro.
Ashes.
Seguro ya le tenemos los huevos bien
A being who
hinchados.
aspires to godhood is unlikely to ignore such an affront.
Y va a venir con bronca contra nosotros, no es seguro. Y ahora tenemos hinchaditas las pelotitas a la antigua. Por aquí está Cera.
Seems to be a good man.
Well, that's mages all over. So many robes, I bet all of Ferelden lost their curtains. I'll just be the other side of Haven, just in case.
Do you have a problem with our new allies? With mages?
No problem with mages. You're fine, right? My problem is magic. If mages sat on their hands, everything would be fine. I mean, yay, freedom. Great for them. Over there, away from me.
Qué pesada esta buena. Ya,
I'll be
listo.
back if I need you.
Go on.
Oh, las canciones. No, la verdad que... Escucha, la verdad que nos da... derecho de autor. Puta, ojalá que no. A ver, con el gorrito Barrick.
The Mage Rebellion joins the Inquisition. I've got to admit that's a twist I didn't see coming. One thing you saw in the future worries me. I mean, it was all bad. But Red Lyrium and Ferelden, infecting people and growing out of them, that's bad. Finding more of it really punches a hole in my Red Lyrium at the temple was a coincidence theory.
How long does it take for Red Lyrium to grow? How fast can it spread?
It took years to infect people in Kirkwall, but no one there was actually ingesting the stuff. This Elder One managed to take the worst thing I can think of and make it worse. That's an accomplishment.
We can't leave a single piece of that lyrium out in the wild.
I'm with you on that. I've got people trying to find out where the red stuff came from. I think maybe we should make that a priority. But that's enough doom and gloom. You just won a big victory for the Inquisition. What are you going to do to celebrate?
Una fiesta.
After what just happened, I hardly feel like we won anything.
We're just getting started. You can't win a war in a day. Things should be calm around here for at least the next hour. Take a moment to enjoy it. If the world's about to end, I'm sure the Seeker will let us know.
Cassandra del mal. Subí, che, subí. Oh. Raíces élficas. Genial. Oh, nos queda Vivien, ¿verdad? Tenemos que hablar con Vivien. Uy, con la Liana.
It is good to be surrounded by mages again.
Oh man, and never to rule over him. Foul and corrupt are they who have taken his gift and...
If Fiona and her malcontents are joining us as allies, we need to be prepared. Abominations are inevitable. Cullen doesn't have enough Templars to handle incidents. Some of the rank and file need to be trained.
We can handle the mages. There's no need for Templars.
Have any of these men faced an abomination before, my dear? Have you? The veil is broken, and the raw power of the Fade rushes out like floodwaters through a shattered levee. You know as well as I do that mages attract demons where the veil is thin. And if demons can walk our world with no blood magic to summon them, how safe do you think our allies are? There has never been a greater threat to mages than the breach. Until it is closed, no one is safe.
Ah, pero es que no le gustan los magos apóstatas, menos los rebeldes, que no están en el círculo.
You have a low opinion of your fellow mages?
It's not so much an opinion as grasping the obvious. Magic is dangerous, just as fire is dangerous. Anyone who forgets this truth gets burned.
You're preaching to the choir, Vivian.
Tell me something. You told me that you'd see the Chantry restored. What about the Circle?
The Circle has to be restored if you want to keep the peace.
That's comforting to hear, but you'll find opposition to the idea even among friends. It's something to consider, my dear.
Sí, los círculos deben volver, pero no como cárceles, ni custodiados por templarios. Deberían volver como lo que se supone que eran en otro lado los círculos, Solamente les parece que el círculo de Ferelden y de Kirkwall parecía cárcel. En cambio el círculo de hechiceros de Orley era distinto. Así que deberían volver más bien como asociaciones de magos que se controlen entre ellos mismos, que estudien la magia y que en el fondo que el riesgo sea asumido por cada uno de sus asociados y no sean esclavos ni prisioneros.
At least we've got Inquisition troops out at Redcliffe, giving those people some reason.
Ya, entonces ahora
Magic exists to serve man and never to rule over him.
a ver si dejo algo. Algo nuevo, nada.
Tell Mother Giselle, I run a business, not a charity.
A ver, armas. Hoja desigual, vender. Todo de hierro por otro lado, acá. Pucha, aún le falta. Ya. Y está como redondo. Aún nos falta un nivel. Ya, bastones ahora. Bastón de inmovilidad. Bastón virulento. Están buenos esos bastones. 53, no. Lo que sí hay que sacarle las... No, para cera. Sandra cera. No, todavía están los escudos. Black Ball, veamos. Uy, eran escudo desviador bloqueador. ¿Esto qué sé yo o no? Sí, artesanal. Qué horrible. La Cassandra. Ah, no tengo equipado a Cassandra. Ah, pero es que hice dos. No, también equipado por Black Ball. Entonces los escudos se van. Dagas. Ya. Nada. Entonces acá modificar armas. Tenemos todo espacio. Ahora se pueden ver entonces. Solamente dejar hoja de serpiente y sangrador de almas. Ya, que sea daga, chao. Jugo también, puñal también. Porque también, parador también. También. Vamos a tener que sacarle es igual que también bastones. Hay que sacarle la hoja.
Midweek. Tell Thread.
Ah, no podemos sacar de más. Tiene 45, 53. Sí, botón de relámpago. Esto parece que los bastones ígneos y bastón de fuego se tienen que ir.
Should serve you well.
No está bueno. Está bueno, porque no hay más de eso. Ya, entonces ahora hay que... Ya. Bastante violento. Nueva construcción. Astucia. No, está bien esto. Esto está bien. 53. Tu voluntad. Hoja de bastón. Distribución. Listo. El que queda para este. Entonces no hay más.
Should serve you well.
Ya. Ya, vamos a hacer un pequeño alto aquí. Ya. Después de alguno de estos tubos, volvemos. Guardar. Inventario. Armas. Veamos las espadas. No hay ninguna. Está el toro de hierro. O sea, hay que romper esta hacha de batalla cerrada. Ahora, armaduras. Veamos. No, pues esto sí no tenemos. No tenemos pícaro que use daga. Toro y hierro para usar. No voy a usar cuello eficaz, simplemente no tampoco. Entonces el pitar de avispa de la ruina, vender. Ya, pero le podemos cambiar los brazales. Ya, mientras tanto tenemos que vender aquí en lo quitar, vender. Esta. Esto. Ya, ahí. La col, veamos. Ya está. Sí, ya, veamos. Es que tiene la defensa a distancia y defensa física. Tiene 20 salud máxima. Entonces defensa mágica. Defensa a distancia. Porque te lo puedo dejar con más defensa. Ya. Acá. Defensa mágica. Ya. Ya, ahí sí. Vender. Vender. Listo. Ya, ¿qué nos queda entonces? Maguitos. Maguitos, todos más charcha. Maya encantador, cota encantador, armadura aprendiz. Nos queda armas, armadura para los pícaros, cera, ¿qué día cera? A ver, dejemos la pelota, ya, ese, quiero 13 defensa física y 8 salud máxima. A lo mejor la podemos arreglar con algo. Ya no, esa. No tiene. Cuerda explorador. No, esta. Acá. Ah, esto está en el risco rojo. Ya. Sí, vamos a venderlas nomás. Ah, no, pues quedaba Barrick. Barrick. ¿Qué voy a llevar Barrick? No sirve ninguna. Listo. Uy, se me olvidó de Orien. Chuta. Cosa de encantador. Encantador. Armadura. Dorian. Ya, cota encantadora creada por Dorian. Ya no tiene nada. Menos. No. Algo, 98. Ya, cota de encantador y cota de encantador se van. Armas. ¿Qué wea tiene? Puta, que feo. Todo le da más. Todo suma acá. Qué feo este bastonino. Chao. Listo. Los accesorios. Inventario. Amuleto. Perfecto. ATARII. No, no me toca magia entonces a Dorian. Ya. Anillo ahora a Dorian. Comandante. Rayo, tropa de clavos. Voy a vender todo esto anillos nomás. Mira la wea. Ya, veamos más. Dorian, me faltaba cinturón. Ya. Ah, 2 cuotas del encantador, chao. Ahora hablar con los que nos faltan. Ya, hablar con Cassandrita.
And what are we supposed to do, exactly?
What you always do. Complain.
We've already spoken with Commander Cullen. No one listens. We want better quarters. We want the Templars kept at a distance. And some respect for...
This is not the Circle. You mages are our allies, not our wards. Act like it.
How are we supposed to...
Deal with it. It never ends, evidently.
Is there an issue with the mages? Can I help?
The mages are here as equals. They need to get used to what that means. It is your doing, after all. You created this alliance.
Well, I hope it works. What other choice do we have?
Oh. I do sound like I'm blaming you, don't I? I don't disapprove. In fact, you did well. You made a decision when it needed to be made. And here we are. I wish I could say this was my doing.
Ya, coqueteando.
You're flattering me.
I'm not. This always happens. Nobody ever takes my meaning.
You should see your face.
I'm thinking less flattering things now.
Ay, llora.
Let's hope the breach has your sense of humor.
Ese huevito quiere sal. ¿A que no? ¿A que no? ¡A morir! Oye, esta me falta. Faltan muchas raíces élficas. Me gasté un mineral. Ya, muere. Bien. El Danube. Uy. Hierro. Como 5000 hierro. Hierro por 3. Hierro por 2. A ver, ¿no dice algo, Lisette?
Word is that the mages will be joining us here in Haven. I hope you've chosen your allies wisely, however.
How did you come to be a Templar?
It seemed the right thing to do. My family are tradesfolk in Denerim. I could have become a cobbler like my father, but this seemed better.
Ah, sí, lo
We'll
leímos
see how
esto.
right I am in time.
I will talk to you later.
Walk in the Maker's grace.
Ya, Colin. Y después el toro y Blockwall.
The mages are ready to approach the breach. I pray this will be enough to close it.
You weren't happy with how I brought in the mages. You have a problem with me as well.
Of course not. I have no intention of endangering your alliance, but I must ensure the safety of those here. That concern extends to the mages. They are putting themselves at risk for the Inquisition, as are you. Any precautions taken are meant to aid you, nothing more. I hope you will accept them as such.
Yeah.
I'd like to know more about the Templars.
What would you like to know?
Why did you join the Order?
I could think of no better calling than to protect those in need. I used to beg the Templars as our local chantry to teach me. First, they merely humored me. I must have shown promise, or at least a willingness
A
to
este
learn.
gameplay le estamos dando
Captain
menos
spoke to my parents on my behalf.
batalla por ahora,
Agreed to send me for training.
ya que como terminamos la batalla larga de Alexius, ahora es momento de hablar con nuestros compañeros de la Inquisición, pero ya luego comenzaremos de nuevo a pelear. Me pregunto, ¿cómo será ir con 4 magos, ATARII, Solas, Dorian y Vivien? Interesante. Pero no tendríamos un tanque para que genere el agro y no se dirijan a matar a nuestros magos. Deberíamos tener 4 barreras entonces. Cuando caiga una tener lista la otra. Y así podríamos generar un loop.
13. Still so young.
I wasn't the youngest there. Some children promised to the Order at infancy. Still, I didn't take on full responsibilities until I was 18. The Order sees you trained and educated first.
What about your family? Did you miss them?
Of course, but there were many my age who felt the same. We learned to look out for one another.
Before coming here, my keeper suggested I avoid Templars. Did they do anything besides hunt mages?
Templars protect against the dangers of magic. Before the Order left the Chantry, that meant serving in a circle. They were also tasked with tracking apostates or fighting demons inevitably summoned by the weak or malicious.
You've made it clear that you consider mages a threat.
Any mage can be. I won't pretend otherwise. I've seen the suffering magic can inflict. I've treated mages with distrust because of it, at times without cause. That was unworthy of me. I'll try not to do so. Not that I want mages moving through our base completely unchecked. We need safeguards in place to protect people, including mages, from possession of the beast.
You've lived in the circle. What was it
¿Verdad que Colin ha visto todos los Dragon Age?
The last time I was in a circle was right before it fell apart. Nothing was typical.
Before that, then?
Certain rituals require a full guard. A mage's howling, for instance. I've attended a few. Most of the time you merely maintain a presence, on patrol or in the circle, ready to respond if needed. Mages pretend to ignore that presence, but they're watching you just as closely.
Templars and mages never speak to each other.
Some do, but Templars are supposed to maintain a certain distance from their charges. If a mage is possessed or uses blood magic, you must act quickly, without hesitation. Your judgment cannot be clouded. Of course, ignoring one another does nothing to foster understanding.
What does Templar training involve?
There is weapon and combat training. Even without their abilities, Templars are among the best warriors in Thedas. Initiates must also memorize portions of the Chant of Light, study history, and improve their mental focus.
Did you enjoy your training?
I wanted to learn everything. If I was giving my life to this, I would be the best Templar I could.
You were a model student.
I wanted to be. I wasn't always successful. Watching a candle burn down while reciting the chant of transfigurations wasn't the most exciting task. I admit, my mind sometimes wandered.
The Templars take vows. I swear to the Maker to watch all the mages, that sort of thing.
There's a vigil first. You're meant to be at peace during that time, but your life is about to change. When it's over, you give yourself to a life of service. That's when you're given the filter, your first draft of lyrium and its power. As Templars, we are not to seek wealth or acknowledgement. Our lives belong to the Maker and the path we have chosen.
That's all I wanted to know. Thank you.
I'm sure you have other matters to do.
Bien. Ya vamos con Colin. A ver. ¿No?
Was there something you needed?
Is there anything I should know?
I'm glad to have the charges on our side. Bull's men are professionals, despite evidence to the contrary.
I should get to know you better. We're working together after all.
What would you like to know?
All right. Where are you from?
A ver esto. Los hombres lobos.
I grew up in Ferelden near home. I was transferred to Kirkwall shortly after the Blight. This is the first I've returned in almost 10 years.
You haven't seen Ferelden in 10 years. Are you glad to be back?
I was not sorry to leave at the time. I did not expect to return. Now, between the Divine's murder and the breach, I've arrived to find nothing but chaos.
Claro, pues, porque Colin estuvo en el círculo. ¡Oh! Un escudo y una espada voladores. Claro, que Colin estuvo en el círculo de magos del lago de Risco Rojo en Dragon Age Origins. Luego en Dragon Age 2 estuvo en Kirkwall, la rebelión de los magos, cuando la caballero comandante Meredith se volvió loca por la espada de lirio rojo que había forjado.
You were in Ferelden during the Blight. Did you fight Darkspawn?
No. I was stationed at Ferelden's Circle Tower. The Circle had troubles of its own. I remained there during the Blight.
What happened at the Circle Tower?
You who survived the Blight have fond memories of that time. I prefer not to speak.
What was Kirkwall like?
While I was there, Canary occupied and then attacked the city. The Viscount's murder caused political unrest. Relations between mages and Templars fell apart. Apostate blew up the Chantry, and the Knight Commander went mad. Other than that, it was fine.
Sí, de verdad que a Colin también en el círculo de magos de Ferelden los magos lo torturaron.
What happened between Kirkwall's mages and Templars?
You were at the Conclave. You must have heard people speak of it.
Yes, but you were there.
There was tension between mages and Templars long before I arrived. Eventually, it reached a breaking point. There was fighting in the streets. Abominations began killing both sides. It was a nightmare.
What happened then?
The Templars should have restored order. Red Lyrian had driven Knight Commander Meredith mad. She threatened to kill Kirkwall's champion. Turned on her own men. I'm not sure how far she would have gone. Too far.
So you opposed her?
I stood with the champion against her, in the end. I should have seen through Meredith sooner.
Varric's from Kirkwall. Did you two know each other?
I knew he was friends with the champion of Kirkwall, but little else. We've spoken more since I joined the Inquisition, largely at Varric's insistence. Apparently I spend too much time with a serious expression on my face, and it's bad for my health.
Ese Barry.
I'll let you return to your work.
Should you require anything, I'll be here.
Hablar, a ver, de nuevo con Cassandra. Me dice algo nuevo.
Yes.
I have some more questions.
Why am I not surprised?
Tell me about your brother.
A ver.
I would
puta.
prefer not
Ya.
to speak of Anthony. Another time, perhaps.
I'll let you get back to work.
Ahora los hombres de toro con crema.
Nice work at Redcliffe. I could help the mages learn to work with Inquisition soldiers if you like. Not that the chief has any apostates in the group.
Can we talk about the Bull's charges?
Best company you'll find from here to the Anderfells. In my time with the chief, we've gone up against everything from bandits to magic trees. More expensive, but you'll never doubt we're worth it. Want to know anything in particular?
Do the charges specialize in anything from a tactical standpoint?
Bull doesn't want us large enough to work as an army. We're better as shock troops, as skirmishers. We've got archers for hitting enemy infantry, Dalish with more archery, and Skinner and her people on the flanks. Rocky handles fortifications and traps, and Stitches keeps us all fighting. They mostly hold back. I'll lead the frontline fighters with Grim, and the chief goes wherever he can hit something.
You said something about everything from bandits to magic trees. I'll admit to some curiosity.
Right. Sylvans. That's what Dalish called them. Apparently spirits can possess trees, too. Some noble in the Dales, and they really don't like it when you call them Dalish nobles, had a haunted forest. His family had abandoned the land, but he wanted it back. The chief bought us all axes, and in we went. Between the axes and the torches, the Sylvans weren't too bad. Worst part was the squirrels.
La ardilla.
Are there rules for how mercenaries operate?
If you don't want some noble to treat you like bandits, yes. There's also a code of conduct most companies hold to. Keeps things civilized on the battlefield. We accept surrenders for ransom from mercenaries, nobles, and soldiers wearing a lord's colours. Our prisoners are treated well, injuries tended. We'd want the same for any of ours who got captured.
We'll talk later.
Las ardillas.
So, that Tevinter guy sent you into the future?
No, qué gay. ATARII, ¿cómo hace eso ATARII? O sea, marica ATARII.
problem with normal magic, but Tevinter goes beyond all reason.
I know, right? The Vints are always pushing. Anyway, I hope our new friends have what it takes to close the breach. Damn thing gives me a headache just looking at it. Can I help you?
I'd like to know more about your work with the Ben Hasrat.
Ben Hasrat was actually a general term. You've got the secret police who investigate problems inside our territory. You've got the re-educators who take people with problems and fix their minds. Or make them disappear. And then you've got the spies.
How do the re-educators work?
I only know the basics. Wasn't my area. That said, keep a man awake long enough. Ask the right questions, give the right potions, and you can get him to say anything. You don't need blood magic or demons to change someone's mind. We're a lot more fragile than we'd like to believe.
And you're a spy?
Close. I am now, I suppose. But that's not how I started. They sent me to Saharan because they needed someone who could fight and hunt down problems. That whole island was a sack of cats. Incursions from Tevinter, Tal-Vashath, and native rebels fighting both sides. And in the middle, me, trying to wrangle the rebels and restore order.
I can't imagine that was easy.
Nope. I hunted down a lot of rebels. Lost a lot of friends to the Vince, or the Fog Warriors, or the Tal-Vashath. One day I woke up and couldn't think of a damned reason to keep doing my job. Turned myself into the re-educators.
You'd heard what the re-educators did to their prisoners.
Yes, I had. I wanted them to fix me like they fixed them. The Ben Hasrath ordered me to go to Orlais, ostensibly as a Tal-Vashath, work undercover. That's how I ended up here.
Thanks for the information.
No problem, boss. Anyway, nice talking with you. What can I do for you?
I'd like to know more about the Kunari.
You writing a book?
What I've heard about them sounds fascinating.
What you've heard was mostly horse shit. All right, what do you want to know?
The word Kunari, is that the race or the religion?
Both. Kind of. The humans and elves who follow the Q are the Vidathari. The Kunari who break away from the Q are Tal-Vashath, deserters.
What about Kunari who existed before the Q?
The people we came from. They're called the Kossith, but we don't use that word for the race. We came south to Thedas because the Kossith were... I don't know. We had to leave. The stories aren't clear. But I don't expect they look much like us. Whatever they are.
How do the Kunari rule themselves?
It's pretty simple. We've got the matriarchy, the priesthood, and the military. The priesthood figures out how Kunari should live in theory. The matriarchy makes it work in practice. and the military keeps the Qunari safe from outside threats.
Does it actually work like that? Is there much infighting?
Not like you're thinking of. People disagree, yeah, but the priests are there to solve disagreements. Here in Olay, politicking comes from people putting their own gain ahead of the gains of society. If you do that among the Qunari, the Ben Hasrath set you straight.
Oh, Dios. Qué brígido.
I heard there's no marriage among the Qunari.
Yeah, that's true. Qunari love our friends like anyone does, but we don't have sex with them.
Qunari don't have sex.
Oh, we definitely have sex. They're Tamasrans who pop your cork whenever you need it.
Seriously?
Yes. It's not a big deal like it is here. It's like
Un curandero.
going to see a healer. Sometimes it's this long, involved thing, takes all day, leaves you walking funny. Other times you're in and out in 5 minutes. Thank you. See you next week.
Es un huevón.
I could work with that.
I know, right? No drama. Still, it's more fun here. Fewer rituals, more making it up as you go along. Plus, you folk have redheads. Redheads.
How is everyday life different for Qunari?
Depends on your job, I guess. Some are just about the same. A baker in Val Royeaux gets up, gets dressed, and starts work. A baker in Parvolan does the same thing. They don't care about the Empire or the Q. Mostly they worry about breaking eggs and hope the dough rises right.
It can't be exactly the same. The Qunari have no personal freedoms.
How many personal freedoms do you figure that baker in Val Royeaux has? Life isn't about freedom. The baker in
Sí,
Parvolan
como que algunas veces comparaban a los Qunari con los musulmanes, pero después ya no, como que algo distinto.
Same crap in Val Royeaux. People are just people.
What's it like growing?
The Tamasrans raise us in these units of kids all our own age. They're like teachers or chantry sisters. They also help figure out what jobs we should do. They had me pegged for military work early on. When they learned I could hit stuff and lie, they started training me for the Ben Hasra.
Must have been a good day for you.
Yes, it's like being a block of stone with a sculptor working on you. One day, the last of the crap gets knocked off, and you can see your real shape. What you're supposed to be. That's a good day.
Do you ever think about what would happen if the Qunari conquered Orlais or Ferelden?
Some folks, like Cassandra or Cullen, would do fine if they didn't die fighting. Those two love rules. But the mages, Vivienne's too political, Dorian's too arrogant, and Solus is just weird. They'd all end up dead. Or worse. Both Sarah and Varric would mouth off until they ended up re-educated, drugged until their minds broke. So, to answer your question, no, I don't think about it much at all.
See you later, Bull.
See ya.
Good day to you.
A ver, Don Blackwell.
There was never going to be an easy answer to the mage dilemma. What you did for the mages took courage. You gave them a chance. Everyone deserves one. I'm here.
Nothing right now. Perhaps in a bit.
Travel safely. Heaven filled with silence. I knew.
Nos falta Leliana.
threaten mages with death or tranquility. They kept the beatings from me, but I saw the bruises. And worse. Andraste said that magic should serve man. It never said that the mages must live in fear.
So you trust them?
I trust them to serve us more faithfully than they would as prisoners.
Your open support for the mages likely earned you enemies. Our agents will monitor the situation. If the most opposed can be identified, we may still turn this to our advantage.
People can hate me if they wish.
That gets us nowhere. The Inquisition is young. We need to build our support. Regardless, I applaud you for the courage to stand up for the mages.
Fácil.
In Redcliffe, you sacrificed yourself so that I could return here.
Of course I did. One small life in exchange for a second chance at history. I always loved a bargain.
It was still a sacrifice, and still noble.
And I would do it again.
Oh, jugada entera, weón.
They called you the left hand of the divine.
That they did. What of it?
Por eso Toro dice que le chifla las pelirrojas.
What is the point of an Inquisition?
Justinia would have started the Inquisition if the Divine Conclave failed to restore peace. She hoped that with enough support, we could challenge the very tenets of the Chantry. She wanted the Chantry to treat the mages fairly. But sometimes I wonder, why stop at mages? The Chantry has committed many injustices. If we're going to change it, why not change the whole thing? It's just a thought. None of this will be possible if we fail.
I'm sorry she didn't live to see the Inquisition.
So am I.
I could use the left hand of the divine at my side out there.
Every agent out in the world is my eyes, my ears, my blade. Wherever my people are, I am also. Coming with you, leaving my post, would blind and bound me. Do you see?
What exactly does the left hand of the divine do?
A divine always has enemies, and Justinia had more than most. I protected her. I watched, had an ear to every door. I identified threats, and I dealt with them.
Why did Justinia have so many enemies?
There were many who felt she was unfit to be divine. She had a past, a worldly life. Unlike many, she wasn't given to the Chantry as a child. She chose it, and somehow that made her unworthy. And because they thought she was unworthy, they wished her harm.
So you were her spy master too?
I handled difficult situations that couldn't be resolved through more delicate means.
I'd like to hear about Justinia. What was she like?
A friend. A mentor. Like me, she had secrets, made mistakes. It made her human. I think her followers responded to that.
Was there something more than friendship between you?
You're asking if we were lovers? Typical. I was devoted to her, therefore it must be romantic. Love is common. Love is simple. My bond with Justinia was something greater. She was a sister, a mother, a teacher. So to answer your question, yes, it was more than friendship.
How did you and Justinia meet?
I met her a long time ago, before she became divine. Before she was Justinia. When I met her, she was Mother Dorothea. I was at my lowest. Broken. Lost. And she saved me.
Está bueno,
No,
igual.
no, wait. She hates it when I say that.
Pero me hubiera gustado que hubiera pasado menos tiempo desde la rebelión de los magos.
We'll talk more later.
Aunque si sacan un Dragon Age 4 podría ser casi en paralelo. Quizá. Porque sacando la cuenta con Dragon Age Origins, Dragon Age El Despertar, cruzándolo con Dragon Age 2, son eventos casi paralelos. Yo diría que incluso Dragon Age El Despertar se extiende más allá de Dragon Age 2.
You find anything we need? Let me know. Fire is home. Resettlement aids. These notes could assist you. Magic exists to serve man and never.
No, tenemos que ir a acá. A ver las tiendas de arco rojo. A ver, probemos. Yo creo que vamos a dejar este gameplay por aquí, que ha sido más o menos una hora de solo conversaciones después de batalla con Alexius. Así que eso haremos. Dejaremos por aquí.